That's right, it is electrical. So, the first thing you'll feel in the series, opening and awakening your telekinetic abilities, is you're going to feel a tingling sensation. Then it becomes an electrical feeling sensation where you'll feel like chi, and it feels like, like static electricity running up through your arms, down the back of your neck. You know what I mean? You feel it all like up your arms and shit like that. You feel it on your shins, coming up the shins like that. So it starts off tingly, then it gets electrical, and then these things start opening and moving around. These glands will start moving, and these feel like electrical. And then after that process is done, then you'll start to feel a magnetic pull, like a pulling sensation. Like whenever I hold my hand out in front of the sun and I get that chi going, and I get those little sensors going, if I pull back like that, it'll almost have a tug on my hand, like it's stuck to my hand. And I'll pull back, and then it'll just kind of, I like to play with that magnetic field. Very interesting. You also feel the rays of the sun almost kind of go through your fingers, like it's holding your hand, like the rays are wrapped around your fingers, and you're just kind of like holding hands with the sun or something. It's quite cool. So yeah, if you can't feel the residue, the instantaneous residue on your fingers, then you've absorbed this way too much. You've absorbed all of this way too much. All the foods, all the fluoride has shut down everything, and you can't feel anything. And I'm telling you, the AC, it's got a toxicity to it that is just very disturbing when you go into grocery stores. Sometimes those ACs can harbor diseases like the rhino cold and sometimes the flu, depending on where you're at. I went into a Walmart once and my whole family got sick coming out of there. The next day we were all sick, and that's the only place we had went that whole day. So, but yeah, it just gives you an idea. All the toxins are keeping you asleep because you have sensors everywhere. You are super sensitive. And just for instance, when I wear my mask and I'm inside Walmart, these start going off because they're not being retarded. They're not being retardant. Huh? But yeah, anyways, I had no clue that this shit was toxic until I started waking these up. Once I started waking these up, I went to grab one of these soda bottles, and I could not only taste the plastic that had leached into the liquid, but I could feel the residue off the plastic. And that's how, just to give you an idea of how fast your body absorbs toxins, put a clove of garlic in your shoe and just smell your breath like minutes after that. Your breath's gonna smell like garlic. So that goes to show that you are absorbing toxins consistently, outrageously, rapidly, hardcore, and in doses that you could not even imagine just by holding a bottle in your hand. Just by holding it in your hand. And if you can't feel the residue that's coming off of this plastic, all of these plastics, then you have way too much in your body. And I suggest, just reduce the plastic in your life, man. All this stuff, try to get stuff made in a deli. Try to wrap it in some parchment paper if you can. They have the all-natural parchment paper at the Sprouts and the Wheatsville and all that. So I don't use anything that doesn't say all-natural. If it's not local or handcrafted, I try to keep it, as much as I can acknowledge, I try to keep it to a minimum. Because you're still going to have exposure to these chemicals. You can't get away from them 100%. They're everywhere. But you can minimize it by making healthy choices for yourself, so that way you can start this telekinetic snowballing effect. Because once you start this, it snowballs into full-on telekinesis. And I suggest you all, just kind of play around. Put your hand in the sun. Let it clean out all this stuff, because that's what it's going to do. It's going to start, tingling. And what is immediately happening is that it is going right into your sensors to clear it out. You put it in your eyeballs, the sun, it goes straight into the eyeball, clears out all the fascia and plastic that you absorbed into your head and face, and it goes and it clears it out of your pineal gland, which is pretty much just an iceberg at this point. Calcified iceberg. So once this goes in here, conducts it to its magnets or its lens, and it sends the light into the head. Bing. So yeah, everyone's frequencies are being dumbed down, but all of these different chemical disruptors. And I suggest you get in tune with nature so you can wake yourself back up again. All right. Until next time, stay awake.